Legacy Letter. My dear great-great-grandson, bet you never thought you'd be getting a letter written a century before it reached you. Don't blame the Postal Service. For once, it's not their fault. I'm responsible. I'm writing about the American legacy. I want to apologize to you. We didn't intend for it to be such a sorry inheritance. It just happened. Honest. I know you will probably grimace and mutter, the gall of that old fraud trying to apologize. Apologize after what he and his generation did to this planet? After they deliberately went on that reckless rampage of plunder, pollution, and waste? After they left us a planet of depleted resources, poisoned earth and air and water? He wants to apologize. Wants to tell us how sorry he is. What nerve! But wait, let me explain. We were not an evil people. I know by your reckoning we were, but we really weren't. The people of my generation meant well. It's just that they never stopped to think. It happened like this, you see. We got caught up in a sort of frenzied insanity called technological growth and expansion. It started just after World War II. It consumed us, particularly in America, for we were world leaders, with accelerating intensity for decades thereafter. We called it progress. It took the grotesque form of feverish consumption of every resource in sight, with no thought of sharing with the other peoples of the earth, let alone posterity, you. We invented a great corporate machine, senseless, sightless, heartless. We put it in charge of life on earth. We set it to gouging, digging, pumping, clawing at the earth's treasures. We knew where the treasures were located, and we knew how to get at them. We turned our machine loose on them. Our machine turned them into energy and goods for us to consume and waste. No matter that it fouled the air, water, and earth as it went along at its mindless marauding, nothing was allowed to stop progress and growth. Those valiant voices that were raised in protest against the spoiling of the land, air, and water were drowned out by ridicule and scorn. In 1973, we came up on a jolting energy crisis. Our machine was devouring energy resources faster than they could be replaced. You might well ask, didn't that give you some pause? Didn't you start questioning the wisdom of your machine? Didn't the fact that you were running out of gas so fast cause you to stop and reflect? The answer to those questions is no. We just switched our source of energy and kept up our wild, mad dance of consuming and wasting. We had discovered nuclear power. Our leaders shouted, "On to nuclear power plants!" and we took off after them. The nuclear plants produced energy. Along with energy, they produced invisible emissions of cancer, leukemia, and genetic mutation causing poisons. They also produced waste materials of the deadliest substances known to man. Waste materials that would remain lethal to human life for 1,000 years. Waste materials that once leaked or released could bring untold suffering and misery to millions. We thoughtfully buried the poisons in the earth. My generation never knew whether it was a successful burial. But you will. That is part of the heritage we left for you. No natural resources in the ground, as there were when we inherited the earth from our fathers. Only deposits of agonizing death for you and your children to guard. And so for that, and the other shoddy items of our legacy to you, I apologize. If you've forgotten Thanksgiving, I can't understand why. Yours, J.H.F. John Henry Faulk.